And what a win it was for Elliott Sadler, driver of the number 2 One Main Financial Chevrolet. He's joined up at the podium, team owner Richard Childress and crew chief Lucas Lambert. Elliott, this is just a great win for you, great win for the race team, and I know it's got to be very, very sweet for you.
It's a very emotional win. You know, it's been a while, and we all know how long it's been since I've been in victory lane. But Richard, when he's just such a great owner, and when he talks to me, he just talks to me like he's got confidence in me, and he's got confidence in our race team, and he believes in what we're doing, and he's giving us the right tools. And as a driver and as a person, because I've been on the other side of the fence, man, that's all you can ask for. And Luke made some great calls today, and it's funny, I told him yesterday after practice, I was like, man, we got a good car, but I don't know, this is not my best track. He said, it'll be your best track after tomorrow, don't you worry about it. And it's just cool to have that kind of confidence around me on my team, and very proud of for One Main Financial too, who been a big supporter of ours, and really wanted to go to victory lane last year, and I missed out on that for them. But to be able to do it this early in the season gives us a lot of momentum. But it all starts with Richard, just the confidence that he gives our race team to do what we can do. And as an owner, he's absolutely amazing. And as a driver, driving for him just gives me a lot of confidence, man. It's not a better feeling in the world when you have somebody that believes in you.
Well, congratulations. Come out of here as the points leader. You got a 10-point lead over teammate Austin Dillon. So, Richard, you're sitting pretty here right now. But let's got crew chief Lucas Lambert, and Lucas, certainly a big afternoon for you and the race team out there, and congratulations. What are your thoughts about piloting this team out here to victory lane?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just feel pretty honored and blessed to have this opportunity, and like Elliott's kind of said, I want to thank Richard for giving me the opportunity, and in addition to that, I also want to thank him for putting together such a strong group in our nationwide program. And this is a win for the 2 team, but it's also a win for that shop. And the whole model of the nationwide program is a 3-car team, and I think that you can kind of see our performance on track today showed that, with all cars being in top 5 and running up front all day. So all the guys that worked on our car and all the guys that worked on the other cars collaborated a lot on this effort, and I want to thank the other crew chiefs and other team members as well. But as far as me and Elliott, I'm honored to work with such a talented driver, and excited about the opportunity that we have coming for us this year. So it's going to be a good year.
Thank you, Lucas and Richard. Certainly a big day for your racing organization, and I know how much it means to you to not only have Elliott in victory lane, but also the 3-car and just the performance across the board by your race team here the first part of the season has been very, very strong.
Yeah, I've got all the confidence in our whole nationwide organization, and I knew Elliott could get the job done. I've seen him too close too many times last year, and have One Main back with us as a sponsor, and like he said, get that win early. And Luke, the talent, man, he has the talent. He could go to the Cup side, but I just, for his career, I felt it'd be better to, he and I talked about it, to stick in here for a year or so, and whenever he's ready, he'll be a championship Cup crew chief, as well as I'm sure him and our whole bunch will be chasing that championship really hard. I mean, it's just a second race. A lot can happen, but I couldn't be prouder, and got Gil Martin up there. He's kind of running the thing from the show, and so proud of everybody.
We'll take questions now for this winning team. If you have one, raise your hand. Michael Knight had his hand up first, and we'll go Reed, Jeff, Bob. Go ahead, Michael.
Michael Knight, Arizona Republic, for Elliott. Congratulations, RC. Elliott, considering what happened in the nationwide race here last November, which took you out of the running for the championship, and then the incident at Daytona Monday night, do you almost feel relieved to have some good news, and maybe did you need good news even more than you would ordinarily enjoy it?
That's a really good question, but honestly, because somebody else has asked me this question this week about what happened here last year, and honestly, that feels like 3 or 4 years ago, because last year was last year. Yes, it probably affected the way the championship could have worked, but we're on a whole new deal, a whole new season, a whole new outlook with a different team. So honestly, what happened here last year just felt like a long time ago. It did not weigh on my mind 1 second of the whole weekend I was here. I felt like coming out of Daytona, leading the points with a third-place finish, we just had a lot of momentum on our side. There's a lot different feeling than what I had here last year when we came out of Daytona 38. So we just had a different feeling for this particular race and a lot of confidence in each other after what happened to us at Daytona in a nationwide race. So I didn't, I try not to dwell on what happened last year. I try to learn from what maybe I did wrong and apply them. But I'm trying to stay more focused on what we're doing here week to week this year.
Let's go over to Reed and then to Jeff. Go ahead.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service for Luke. What did you guys do on that last pit stop? And for Elliott, did you feel confident after that restart that you could overtake Brad and had something for him?
I won't really get into specifics of what we did, but we just kind of sat back and looked at the situation that we had, and knew what we needed to make it to the end on the car, and what we needed for a balance, and we made some adjustments that kind of made the right combination, kept us on pit road the least amount of time, and hit the balance like we needed. So, I think that's pretty much everybody's goal, but we were in a situation with the number of laps that we had run and the number of laps that we needed fuel for to the end that we could, everything kind of added up right where we could do a really good, efficient change with keep the same balance we wanted.
It's funny what Richard just said about how Luke is and how good he is and how smart he is. He told me this in December. He says, I want to put you with Luke. He can be a Cup crew chief right now, but I want to give him a couple years in the Nationwide. You can win races with him. All it's going to take is you guys working and communicating together. And for the last pit stop, he didn't even have to tell me what he was going to do. He just said one or two words, and we were on the same page. I was like, yep. And I just said, I know exactly what you're saying. Don't say no more. I didn't want anybody else to hear it. Don't say anything else. I know what you mean. Let's go get it. So that's cool. It's the second race of the season, and we're already kind of on the same page right now. So that says a lot for, I think, Luke adjusting to what I'm doing and what I want. We had a good test at Nashville a couple of weeks ago, got us on the same page. But it's neat, I think, how far we've come in only the first two races.
Let's go here with Jeff.
Jeff Gluck from SBNation.com. Elliott, you talked about the confidence you have because of the belief that Richard has put in you. Can that really translate to a difference on the track? I mean, in performance-wise, and Richard, why do you believe in Elliott? I mean, he mentioned during pre-Daytona 500 that you guys talk on the phone a lot, and you've expressed how much you believe in him. What makes you believe in this guy?
Yes, sir, 100%. It makes a big difference. And anybody in here that's playing any kind of any kind of sport in their life, whether it's middle school basketball or baseball, if you have a team or a coach or somebody that believes in you, gives you a ton of different outlook and confidence as a player or as an athlete, and in my case as a driver. I've been on the other side of the fence when you feel like you walk into a place and it's like the spotlight's on you and they don't really want you there. And you walk into this place and it's like everybody runs up to you and they want to talk about what you just did and where you came from, and we're going to kick their butts this weekend. I mean, the team meeting we had in the truck, I was like, man, these guys believe, this is awesome. These guys believe, hell, we're going to win the race today. It's just neat, the attitude that they have. And Richard's had that with me the whole entire time. Even when I didn't drive for Richard, when I talked to him, because we talk about outdoor stuff and we're both conservationists and things like that, but he just always seemed to have that belief in me, I think, as a person, as a race car driver. And when you feel like you're surrounded by people that got your back and believe in what you're doing, I feel like that's just a little something that you maybe need or that you want as an athlete.
You look at Elliott's career, the runs that he's had, the wins he's had, Cup he's won in everything he's ran, and to win the truck race last year. And it's there. It was just a combination sometime that it takes putting together, and I know Luke and him would make a great combination, and I just know he can do it, and he'll be a championship contender. We're definitely gonna be a contender for the championship over here.
Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Hocker, Steam Daily. Elliott, back in, I guess, August or September, whenever Kevin announced that he was getting out, he said that you needed a better affiliation with the Cup program. Now, with the cars being so much the same now, of course, there were other reasons why he got out. So I'm curious whether he was really being truthful, and and how much of a difference is there being in the RCR shop rather than just having an affiliation with RCR like you had a year ago?
Bob, when Kevin first came to me and said, look, I'm going to sell my team to Richard, we're going to go to their place and work close with their Cup teams and stuff like this, I was like, man, where's that going to leave me, or what do you think? He said, Elliott, the last time I drove for Richard Childress, we won 14 races. I promise you this is a good move for you as a driver. This is a good move for our sponsors. This is a good move for our whole nationwide program. And I think what it is it's not that everybody at KHI then work their butts off and give 100%. I just think when you're affiliated with a Cup team that has the simulation programs that they have, Chevrolet gives us a ton of back and a ton of wind tunnel time, a ton of information to make our cars competitive week in and week out. And when you're on the same campus and you're just right down the street from all this going on, there's nothing lost in translations. So I think, yes, it's a benefit when you're tied closer to a Cup-affiliated team. We're racing against it. We're racing against it every week with Roush and Gibbs and Penske and all these other guys. And I just think when they brought us in-house, we can kind of feed off each other. The Cup crew chiefs have a great relationship and understanding with the nationwide crew chiefs are doing it back and forth. So it's just that little bit extra that I think that you need that takes you over the top.
I think, Bob, let me comment on it. I think Kevin and Delana did a great job with the nationwide, but running against what Jack and Gibbs, Penske, these guys have, they weren't quite there, and that's the difference. And Kevin, I think, once he's seen that, he wanted to come back. He had a great car today, led a lot of the race, maybe the most laps, but I think that's the big difference is just having a Cup affiliation being there with them. And like our crew chiefs were up, I had a couple talk to me today, be on the truck, asking me what was going on, listening to all three of the drivers. And so it's a big benefit for us now to be back in nationwide because these cars are so close to what we ran with the exception of the engine.